since we've been looking at pain and pleasure over the last few shows, we're going to look at this in the context of low back pain here in a second. But really, as we look at that, we want to understand that it's not so much our purpose to understand the pain today. It's our purpose to understand energy flows and pipelines. So we're going to get slim from the back here. All right, most of our back pains come from down here a little bit. They come from the interface between our pelvis and our spine, this lumbar area, and this is our sacrum, and this is our pelvis. So this is the sacroiliac joint. Most of our back pain comes from there. When our thoughts create chaos in that area, it imprints into the body intellect, and it misshapes us. By the way, coming in at second place is our shoulders and our neck. That's the second most important horizontal vertical interface. Well, here's what we know about external forces that act upon us. We've seen that there are basically three of them. There is energy that falls up, gravity that falls down, and entropy that falls apart. Well, since energy falls up, that resistance to flow begins in that sacrum area, and it moves upwards. Okay, I think we're about done with Slim. I always feel like he's shunning me when he's facing away. Okay, so those old yogis, they just knew better than to let that happen. And so, they exercise their physical bodies. They know that back pain resists flow. It impedes the upward flow of something that needs to get up that channel in the spine. It's why they did yoga. How can you meditate if your back hurts? Whew. All right, let's stop and recap for a second. We're relating structure to energy channels and energy pipelines. And we're relating that to pleasure and pain. And we're about to relate all that to attractions and repulsions. Whether or not you retract or repel pain is a function of how you line up the energy current. That's all. Einstein also taught us that mass and energy can't be created or destroyed. So it's all the same. Last show, in fact, we looked at magnets. I'll get out my magnets just for a second. Magnets are a force. And you can see that the same force that attracts also, pardon me, if a magnet falls across the floor, also repels. It's the same force. Magnets teach us that. Well, there's all sorts of waves like those magnetic waves that move through us. Those magnetic waves, they're moving through me now. That's not all. There's radio waves, there's electromagnetic waves, cell phone signals, there's Wi-Fi, LANs and WANs, your wireless modem things. All of that stuff is moving through you right now. All of the forces they're attracting and repelling things right now, just like those magnets are. Your health, your happiness, your spiritual growth, they have a flow too. And so the body, mind, spirit, emotion, intellect, ego, well, they're all the same. And if you resist those flows through your physical channel, it will be very hard for you to be a spiritual person. Oh my goodness, I've just said something profound, so I'm going to repeat it. If you resist the flows through your physical channels, it will be very difficult for you to be a spiritual person. Those old yogis that we talk about were familiar with that. And they were familiar with their attractions and repulsions. They were familiar with them 1,000 years ago. They called them raga dveshas, and they didn't like them. They saw them as a setup. It's only the attraction to wealth that makes you susceptible to the pain of poverty. It's the attachment to a full stomach that makes you hurt when you're hungry. It's the need for companionship or romance or acceptance that makes you feel the agony of separation and loneliness and agony and isolation. On a cold, rainy, or snowy winter's day, is it the water and the temperature that make you depressed? No, it's not. It's the attachment to something. The attachment of what it's like to be warm or comfortable or dry, or it's your appearance, or the attachment to not having to sit in traffic. Whatever it is, on it goes, you get the idea. And so now you know why most people are motivated not by the joy of what they get, but by the experience, by the fear of what they might lose. It's an addiction. This awareness is locked up inside you, and that's what we are going to discuss a whole lot more over the next episodes of Energy Contact. Until then, I wish you peace and positive energy, and a healthy life in Energy Contact.
I've been keeping and I'll keep